In a world with entirely too many shows about cars, this is another pointless automotive podcast.
Time out. Which
Yeah.
scenario, we'll carry this conversation into the show. What scenario is a tramp stamp better than a mushroom stamp? Or is it the other way around? Was your argument?
Um.
Hmm.
Well, a mushroom stamp is temporary for one thing, right? It's like
Would
it's like a
dep-
it's like a healing wound. Maybe
it,
not
de-
mentally.
it really depends on the mushroom administering the stamp.
True. And there's some truly dreadful lower back tattoos that are potential for somebody to have. Like,
what, what if you
do you
got a
know?
what if you get a mushroom stamp in the tramp stamp area and they outlined it permanently as a tattoo?
I mean, it'd be earned, right? Like, there's that. Um, Question: do you have any tattoos? I have zero tattoos.
Just I got man tattoos. They're called scars, but yeah, no,
There you go.
no
Um,
tats.
let's just. I know we were gonna like potentially do some sort of formal intro here, but considering this is our 3 year anniversary, almost sort of to the day. So we
To the
published,
day
yeah,
exactly, my friend.
yeah. So we're recording on November 24th. Of 2024, and our
Mhm.
first two episodes published on November 24th, 2021. This is our 3 year anniversary.
On the effing dot, dude. Three
Yeah.
years.
Wow.
Well, shit,
And
that deserves a cheers, my friend.
sure, we can do that.
I'm back on
And
that Miller Lite bullshit. So,
oh, I'm keeping up the theme of trying to go with automotive themed beers, and I've got
Mm,
Factions Hemi 5.4,
okay.
which my first thought initially with this beer, and we'll go back to our tramp stamp versus mushroom stamp question here in a minute. What's your first thought when you read this Hemi 5.4?
I think about I think about some damage to a camshaft because it's hitting some lifters.
Potentially, although that was a
Hmm.
5.7. Yes.
True. And the 6-1 too.
And the six one, not so much the
Yeah.
6.4, but this is 5.4, which is 5.4%. But at first I was like, there wasn't a 5.4 Hemi.
Yeah. No.
But then I was like, wait a minute, because I was like, even the old was like a 426. But then I was like,
Mhm.
wait. What about the OG classic Hemi? Didn't they have a 331, which I think was the original Hemi?
Ooh,
And isn't that roughly, and I looked it up, it would be pretty
pretty
much exactly
close.
5.4 liters. So I was mentally going to throw some shade towards Faction for not actually sticking to the Mopar roots. But it is even like the OG old school with a blower on it, but
Yeah. Hell yeah.
old
Hell yeah,
school
brother.
firepower original Hemi. So
Nice.
kudos to them. Um, I have no tattoos. You have no tattoos.
Mm.
Because this is just a shoot from the hip, just pure madness episode, effectively.
Yeah.
Um,
We're already there.
if you were to get an automotive tattoo, what would it be?
It would be an alternator tearing through
Mm.
my skin that says turbo because I think that's the way to do it.
Oh, like one really poor, just make it as bad as, you know what? Actually, I didn't think about it because I was like, oh man, because it's so hard to have a not lame car tattoo, in my
Sure.
opinion. Um, unless it's like something deeply meaningful, right? It's like a tattoo of a car that, like, I don't know, your mom gave birth to you in, or something. I don't know, something that has like meaning, right? But just like, I like Hondas, so I got like VTEC stamp, like on
Sure.
my inner thigh, like, I don't know.
But
But
you
yeah,
know,
like you can do the whole "it's so bad it's good" angle, which I
right.
like.
But that's like the biggest car tattoo meme is that alternator tattoo ripping
Just like
through the flesh
shredding.
and it says turbo on it. So it's like unless you're really I think 50% of the population right off the bat doesn't even know that that's an alternator and not a
Sure.
turbo. But the best part is like to pay homage to that, I'd get that tattoo. It's just
Oh,
too funny. It's
yeah.
too fucking funny, dude.
Yeah. I
Turbo,
don't think
dude.
I know. I'm sure I know somebody that has an automotive themed tattoo. I just don't
Mm.
know that they have it. Um,
Ah,
but like so hard. Like I don't know. Would you go automotive themed tattoo, or you have to permanently have an automotive themed piercing, like a
I
like the
don't.
dime, like the Mitsubishi Diamond Star, like nose stud or something?
Oh, that's one of those like cheek piercings for sure, by the way. But
Yes. Yeah, but with just like a I don't know, the Toyota man in a sombrero or something.
oh, it's horrible, dude. Like I don't know, like a Dodge Ram, like male clitoris piercing. Kind of.
Sure. Yeah. I suppose if it gets to a certain micro size, you can refer to it as that.
I mean, that's all it is, right? A hyperactive clitoris is a penis.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how you can work that into a tattoo. But like
We waited 3 years to drop a lot of science on this. On this.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's just very deeply questionable, like Andrew Tate level science that's just like
Jesus.
straight up enraging to everyone as it should be because it's garbage.
If you're gonna have a Sigma clit, you really need to have these five
Sigma brother,
personality traits.
brother. Exactly. Yeah. Like the follow this Sigma male codex.
Oh,
Um man,
God.
one day we will branch into like the manosphere grifting audience and we'll have like a I almost said sister podcast, but that feels like something that those freaks wouldn't be into. It's calling anything a sister, anything.
Yeah, dude.
How the hell did we get here? Yeah, I don't know.
Barely.
I don't know what kind of automotive tattoo I would get. It would not be. I mean, where would you get it? Right? Would
Lower
you go
back,
Cav?
100%
Oh,
lower
would you?
back.
You'd stamp it? Okay,
Yeah, you got to.
that's good. Um, just got like Adam's apple.
Wait, there's got to be some cool car tattoos, like those old Rat Fink drawings. Those were kind of neat. Those are cool on old dudes. Like that kind
Yeah,
of makes
like a
sense,
rat
right?
fink, but it's just like a monstrous, like mutant version of yourself, like eyeballs popping out all bloodshot and stuff. Yeah,
Or
you
it's a
could go rat.
shitty car. It's a Rat Fink with a Chevy Cruze. It's like some
Oh yeah, yeah,
horrible.
yeah. It's a Pontiac 6000 SE.
Mm.
Um, yeah, there's definitely something Chevy Celebrity Eurosport.
Hey, come on, that's a
Um,
solid fucking car, bro.
Celebrity.
You better
A car a celebrity is never owned nor endorsed.
bite your goddamn tongue. It's never been to Europe either.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Nor is it sporting. It's it's
No.
it's the ultimate Enigma mobile.
Mm.
I do have I considering this is just a
Oh,
screws loose kind of a show
sure.
today as our anniversary. I did actually, so I sat down for the pod and I realized right next to me was a lottery ticket from yesterday that I don't know if it's a winner or not yet. And so at some point, maybe we can tease this for a little bit later. We might witness me winning the lottery live on the pod.
Is it a
Um,
Powerball or what the fuck is it?
it's the Super Bowl. So here's the thing.
It's a $2 scratcher, guys. Don't get too worried.
No, it's the super lottery. I think like the jackpot's like roughly 40 million,
Eh,
which I'm comfortable with.
mm,
Whenever I buy a lottery ticket, which isn't super common,
mm,
but when I do, I prefer to get the super lotto because like I'm much more and this is feel free to like poo-poo this logic because my wife thinks it's insane, but I think it's sound.
mm.
I'd rather win roughly $40 million than like $940 million for the Powerball because I feel like I can almost maybe have a shot at like staying sane and keeping my friends mostly intact and not like poisoning my child with
Mm.
just like over the top opulence. I think if I win
Mm.
like 900 million,
Yeah.
there's zero hope of that. And like my life is effectively ruined. Like done. Like just game over. Yeah, in like a really interesting, creative Wolf of Wall Streetian type of way.
Yeah.
But I think I can like kind of keep my life mostly positive if I only win like only 30 million or whatever.
I mean, that's a fair amount of logic and rationale to apply to something you'll never win because the odds are so stacked against you.
Mm-hmm.
But also, on top of that, big question. Well, first off, you're going to lose
Yeah,
50% of that from taxes.
fair.
But
I'm okay with that.
you take that payment annuitized, so installments, or are you going to
Mm-hmm.
take the lump sum payout, Frank? Or which guy are you?
Um, Tomorrow's not promised, so I think I'm lumping it.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna lump it. I'm 41 now. I'm an old man, and as of a couple days ago, and so like,
He wears it well.
yeah, and I don't know.
Mm.
I might lump it. I don't know. I'd probably have to consult I don't know, an attorney that's going to charge me the delta.
Yeah,
And
there goes your other 30%. But yeah, keep going.
yeah,
Hey,
Yes.
I've got a wealth manager. He manages my wealth, getting wealthy, managing other people's wealth.
Yeah.
But
Good gig if you can get
seriously,
it.
I think you're right on that logic. I think I take the lump sum too. Being in our mid 40s or nearing our mid 40s, so I would take that payout, even though the annuitized is like kind of alluring to me because that would kind of keep me on track, keep me from going
Hmm.
too lavish, right? It would keep you in check a little bit. But I think I take that lump sum and I just fucking just do it, man. But I'm not scared. I mean, what's the difference? Like, you're gonna pull 20 mil from that, right? I mean,
Sure.
that's life changing money for
Oh
sure.
yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the odds are better in that smaller payout lottery.
Well,
If
the
you,
thing is, it's like it's $1 a draw versus $2 a draw on the bigger ones, and
mm,
so you kind of double your odds. Like if you buy the same, if you spend the same, right?
yeah,
So that's math.
yeah,
What do you?
somewhat.
Okay, you get $20 million cash after tax tomorrow. You buy what are you buying car wise?
I don't even, dude. That's a tough question. That's a tough spot. Dude, I don't know. That's really hard to think, man. Like, because I don't want to go stupid. I wouldn't buy like a Bugatti or anything like that,
Yeah, yeah. Just
right?
BK yourself instantly.
Yeah, dude.
McLaren
um,
F1.
what do I do? I do like probably buy something stupid that's good, a good deal still, because I still want to buy stuff that's gonna I'll be able to unload and make money on, or at least break even. Our
Hmm.
goal as car hoarders is to do that. Uh, what am I missing, man? What am I really wanting? Like the cleanest all-wheel drive manual MPV on the planet, maybe? I don't know. I don't
Did you get
something
that in a
stupid.
manual? I don't know,
I
but
don't
yeah, no,
know. I
I've
manual
same
swapped it.
here in my head.
Something
I'd
stupid.
get that real nice Celica Ultra I always wanted. It's like a $30,000 car. It's like,
That'd be
like
cool.
I just,
Yeah.
but I don't see myself overnight turning into like, I'm gonna go get an Aventador or like a
Yeah,
Pista.
no.
Like I don't.
Mm-mm.
I'd get my Mondial though. Like,
I
like
get a 996 turbo.
yeah.
Good money,
Ooh,
good
you know what I
good
can see
car.
myself overspending on?
Hmm.
A very nice Mark IV Supra.
You would be that guy,
I
wouldn't you?
would, because it would still be like 180 grand, which is profoundly stupid for
Oh,
like
they're
a
so
really
much.
nice Mike Ford. They're so cool and you can get better cars, but like I think that would maybe be my splurge just to like get one.
Mm.
But then I would probably sell it like a year later and like realize like a $15,000 loss and just be like, yeah, I made that an interest like last month, like
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
Yeah, like it's not. I don't
Ah,
know.
that's a
It's
tough.
hard. It's hard because and for mere plebes like you and I,
Sure.
like we never like we almost never mentally play in that end of the pond, and so it's like it's
Well,
just it's hard for us to like not get out of the like how can I keep this practical and how can I buy something right and then move it later and like not lose or make a buck or whatever or get the nicest example of a really practical thing
right.
instead of being like I'm gonna order a G wagon in some custom Designo color and spend the extra 80 grand in a special option package that no one cares about, like carbon this. It's just like
Yeah,
it's not.
Swarovski diamond wheels. It's just like, yeah, I don't feel
Ooh,
it, man.
a Darts prom brawn. You can get one of those. You know what?
Mm.
You know
Yeah,
those
yeah,
the
dude.
the
Why?
weird Russian tank thing with like jewels and whale penis leather.
Why? Why, God? Um. mm. No, that's a hard thing to come up with, like how you want to spend your money on cars. But yeah, there'll be subtle signs, like I'll have a few more Galant VR4s kicking around. I don't know, man. What else is like really cool but not? I don't know. I track something cool down, like something like unique but not pricey. I just go for all the best examples of the weirdest cars out there, and
you know.
I would keep them, Frank. That's the thing I would do differently. I would
Okay.
I would have a aircraft storage hangar that I could fill with these cars, and it wouldn't be just like something I keep
Hmm.
temporarily. I would actually probably start hoarding for
Yeah.
reals. That'd be a
There
game
you go.
changer. Yeah.
You'd be like Harry's garage, except it'd be you. It would just be like you tinkering on stuff. That'd be like your new.
Shit, just absolute shit. And that's exactly what I do. I wouldn't work a normal 9 to 5 like some goddamn, robot. I'd actually just work on cars and dick
We
around.
there would maybe be like a 10% increase in production value on the pod, perhaps. But it's a tall task.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
You know what I can see? You know what I can see us doing really dumb. You and I both
Hmm.
just like concocting up the most batshit swaps,
Oh, that'd be fun.
and
That'd be super fun.
yeah, what happens if I put a whatever Carrera Carrera GT V10 in this Crossfire behind me? It's just absolute madness and sacrilege. Just pay someone just goo gobs of money to like handle the shit that you can't or won't do. Like I don't know. I
I'm
could see
getting a
that.
Mitsubishi Miev, and I'm putting a 4G63 and boosting it to the moon.
Oh, interesting. I do high boost of V8. This
I just like keeping it Mitsubishi, but imagine
that's
that we'd each die. It'd be just different ways to die.
yeah. It's a
Good
good way
Lord.
to it's a good day to die. Yeah. Interesting. What else?
Well,
What else is floating around your brain here on a 3 year anniversary?
I don't know, man. So, big changes. I've been going through a lot of changes. I haven't touched cars in a while, which is it's
Mhm.
kind of bothering me on like a very deep level. I feel like I've
Your
lost
soul.
myself seriously. But we looked at the new place. It was our final walkthrough. So I measured the backyard. I'm able to put in a good size shop. So
Okay.
that like solidified some stuff. So I'm really excited about that, man. I just want to get back and wrenching on cars, which is going to be so fun. So it got me thinking again. It's like I miss having 14, 15 cars. Part of me kind of does. But in reality, part of me is enjoying the fact I'm not stressed with all these cars that aren't running,
hmm
making sure I pay registration, staying on top of insurance, all that kind of stuff,
Right.
rotating the battery tenders around. Like
hmm
there is some nice territory. There is some nice stuff that comes with this. I am not reformed. This is just because of my current, you know, restrictions.
How
But
dare you? Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going back on myself. But in reality, like the idea of just like pushing one car through at a time is really appealing to me. Like I can really focus. I'm not like juggling too much stuff around. And I think that's what I'm really happy about, this oversized one car where it'll be perfect for filming, perfect, lift everything just to do the car, focus on the car, get the car out the door, new car comes in. Versus I like that. I like that. I like that. Shuffling cars. I mean, dude, that was around the time we started this podcast. I had like
Yeah.
14, 15 cars. So that's a huge difference over those 3 years. And it is kind of freeing, to tell you the truth. But it is really hard to go through Marketplace. There's been so many good deals. I don't know what it is, dude. Maybe the economy or whatever, but there's some good shit kicking around, man.
Yeah. It's finally. I feel like it's been a reoccurring theme. Like once every 6 weeks, we dip our toes into like the whatever the sales market is shifting and wins and changes and but yeah, there's some interesting stuff out there, and
Oh,
that is a good thing that when you have the smaller fleet, you feel far less. At least I do, anyways. Feel far less guilty being
yeah,
like, oh, I could buy this thing and like haul its ass home.
exactly. That's exactly it. But that pressure is there too, because when I'm juggling that many cars, I'm like, I force myself not to look. I like walk down like in the garage. I don't look at the two cars that have been parked for like 2 years because it stresses me out, right?
Yeah,
Um, but it's a lot to juggle, like the time restraints, everything else, like trying to figure out how you're ever going to get to these projects. So I'm more focused going into our fourth year of the podcast, 2025 on the
oh
horizon.
boy, yeah.
I'm laser focused, man. Well, we obviously got to get the house sorted and everything, but jumping back in there, I got some cars, like some really cool cars too, to tell you the truth. Like the S10 Blazer, super cool, going to be fun to do. The ZR1 Corvette's going to be super
I'm
cool.
so pumped for the ZR1.
Dude,
I think
it's
that's
it's gonna be so much work. But yeah, and it's unlike anything. Like
yeah.
all the cars I mess with are like so unique in their own way. Whether it be like working on a Porsche Cayman, like a flat six, very interesting setup, going to
Mhm.
like a Mitsubishi Galant, like 4-wheel drive front engine rally car, and then doing like I don't know, pulling out the top of a Hemi, taking the heads off to do the cam over. It's like those are all very different. The Corvette's a different animal too. So I kind of like the challenge. Oh, like doing the timing belt in the BMW. That was the first time I ever
Mhm.
did like a timing belt in the BMW. So everything's a little different, man. And that's the variety is the flavor of life. So
That and the
um,
ZR1 is just such a
it's so
as
cool.
much hate as the C4 has gotten and will always get,
Yeah.
and it's like that was like the heavy that was we just I mean we just mentioned like, oh, none of us are supercar guys, and oh yeah, never gonna get the Aventador. That was the supercar, that was the Aventador when that thing came out, because
Without question.
there's
Yeah,
a
without question.
90.
1990. Yeah.
It is a 90. So like
The first year. Yeah.
yeah, so Diablo came out in 90, I think. Or was it
Oh,
91?
yeah, it's gonna be 91 or
I think it
90.
was,
You're right.
yeah.
It's one of those.
So you had that, and that was just rolling out, and that was absolutely batshit. That was like 490 something horsepower.
Right.
But outside of that, which was pure insanity, still kind of is, like there was nothing that would compete with that ZR1 in
Nothing
90.
could. Yeah, nothing could.
Um, which is crazy. Like not named an F40. So like
Right.
or 959. Like really, really, really the supercar, holy grail cars. And then you had that, which has always been the ZR1's role is to just like punch deeply above its weight. But
Mm.
what a cool thing to have and like get to tinker with and spend time with and hopefully get some good seat time. Like take that on a driving rally. That'll be fan freaking tastic.
Yeah, gotta do some track time with that for sure. And yeah, not just get to tinker with, like have to tinker with. So there
Mm-hmm.
will be a lot of tinkering. What I'm still the most fearful thing about approaching that car build is the tire price. Those tires are gonna be fucking pricey.
Because what
It's
are the rears? Like 295s?
305s
305s.
from the
Okay.
factory. Yeah. On
Hot
like
man.
a, I think it's like a 17. So there's gonna be like two people making that tire and it's gonna be ungodly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be brutal. But yeah, dude, I'm super pumped to do that. And then of course my Galant, which I can't wait. I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
I've in my head I've already blueprinted out what the plan is. I'm gonna do like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing where I do a full stock resto, get it smog, get everything
Mm-hmm.
cool, and I want everything to be hot swappable so that I'll have a performance intake manifold to a aftermarket Force Performance turbo and pull that off and I can swap
Right.
the injectors and everything, or maybe just a tune so I can trick it so it can smog every 2 years and then hot
Right.
swap it for the rally. So go to 300 horsepower. I think that'll be cool as
Nice.
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, 300 horsepower in that car is pretty nice. Like
Yeah.
it
You're not going
will
to be hurting.
no exactly and it's very it'll be very livable. Like it won't be
Yeah.
you're not gonna have to run some ridiculous ass like four puck clutch or like just weird shit. Like you won't have to deal with any of that. It'll be super livable. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
It's such a proven recipe that so many people do it. It's just a fuel pump, slightly bigger injectors, a tune, and then like just have fun with it, you know?
Is there you have anything on your short list once you are settled in, you have the shop and like maybe you get one thing fixed up and running and like do you have a wandering eye for something that's like very recently been like top of mind? Like I want to get a whatever, a
That's,
Q45. Like I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's a good question. Audi TTs have been looking pretty appealing, the Roadsters. Uh,
Ooh, I'd go coupe.
dude, so here's the deal though. I should have bought it. It sold the same day. Someone was selling like 130,000 mile Roadster with the 225 horsepower setup. It's the
Mm-hmm.
only one we're gonna mess with is the Quattro. Roadster, that dark gray, that cement
The
looking gray.
metallic, yeah, it's like a
Yep.
metallic cement
With the baseball leather interior, which they call, what is the name of
baseball
it?
optic.
Yeah, or it's like called, like someone called it like boat shoe material. It looks like those boat shoes with the stitching.
Yeah,
Um,
I think they genuinely call it the baseball optic package. I
is it
think is what it
really? Or
was. Yeah,
moccasin? I saw it referred to as moccasin
moccasin.
interior, which makes kind of sense. But anyway, mint interior, which is I think could you only get that on the Roadsters, my friend?
The baseball optic package in
Yes.
general, or I don't know.
Ooh, I think it's only a
I'm not
Roadster.
sure.
But
It might
anyway,
be
like they were selling it for 3 grand with no issues, smogged and everything. I was like, God damn it.
6 speed.
Yep.
Hmm.
I should have grabbed it. It sold like in 4 hours or something.
Sure.
Mm,
It's funny. Like you can occasionally find those for good deals, or you'll find a clean one and somebody want like 18, and it's like no, it's like not worth half that.
ridiculous. Yeah.
But
But cool.
they are
They're on
very
my
cool.
short list for sure. And then this is going to sound weird to you, but I
Try me.
think like I have to buy a deal. So I really think a
Hmm.
996 Porsche 911
Okay.
at just under 20K for a cabriolet, 6 speed
Oh,
manual is a good
you
buy.
are cab hunting.
I am
You want
dude.
to let your you want to go convertible.
We got the kids, so we can throw like the baby and my son in the back. It's
Sure.
tight, but I rode in the back of a 911. They can do it.
Right.
At the last like couple rallies ago, that was a horrible feeling to be in the back of a 911 with another grown man. It's not made for human adults. I'll tell you that much, especially full grown
I'm
ass
a
men.
man.
It was bad. Yeah, we didn't know whose whose waist belonged to who, but
Right. Grown ass men.
Yeah, emphasis on ass. But
Hmm.
for some reason, that appeals to me because it does have the functional backseat for kids, convertible experience, so they get that enjoyment. And those are the cheapest ones right now. And you can get them for like
Yeah.
17, 18,
Yeah.
which
With the
is
6 speed.
crazy. That's going up, of course. But I think that's a good buy right now for a sports car.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other reasonably decent convertibles with a manual. I mean, you can go like you could do the Mustang thing, but those are pretty
Yeah.
floppity.
Saab Vigan would be kind of cool too.
Could. Um,
Not Vigan around.
yeah, I'm trying to think. That's kind of it. You lose the back seat on the, I think you lose the back seat on the 3000 GT VR4 Spiders, right?
Yeah, and the TT loses the back seat,
Correct. Yeah.
which a party foul. But however, the 911,
Still got it. And
I
you
think
get a
it's a good
discount
buy.
over the coupe.
Yeah, and I'm looking at those, and you know what? I think those are the next ones to probably appreciate because that whole like IMS and the bore scoring was actually worse on the earlier 997s from what I've read. So like those early 996s are the way to go. So
Yeah. Yeah. The 3.4. And then you had the, yeah, 99 was the only year where it wasn't fly by wire.
mhm.
Um, Interesting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they can still be had, just to get that 911 like
Yeah.
checkbox, right?
Checkity box. Yeah, that would be good. I don't know.
What are you eyeballing? You bird
I don't
dogging anything?
know. I mean,
Nothing.
yes and no. You know what? I had a homie of mine just like an hour ago send me a text message to a Facebook Marketplace find, which is I will not be spending money on this, but it's I don't remember what year. It's like an '07 um, Aston Martin DB9
Mhm.
coupe. Needs a motor, which is why I'm not buying it. But 12 grand, and it's like super clean. It's
Needs
silver over
a
black.
motor. Okay.
Um, guess the odometer reading on it.
It's either astronomical because the motor's gone or it's low, like something bad happened.
the
I got
The
parked.
motor died allegedly because the catalytic converter um got like they fell apart, and it like backfed into the motor,
Weird.
and it lost compression.
Because I've heard of like catless up pipes on turbo cars being sucked through, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I know
Hmm.
the 2.5 Nissan motor, the QRDE,
Yeah, that was in
um
the SCR
Q,
spec V's and stuff.
yeah, those
Yep.
those had a propensity for doing exactly that. Is the cats would fall apart, and then the catalyst would get back find its way back through the exhaust manifold, and suddenly you've got no compression.
Yikes.
And so that's what this 187,000 mile
Jesus Christ.
DB9. I was like, but it looked great. Like the photos, it's like, oh, it's like I spent all this money. I've kept this car really great.
It can't,
I did
that
it, but
can't be a cheap motor to source though,
oh
man.
no, it's got to be. It'll find a DB9 motor. Like
Yeah, right?
you could probably one out of a Vanquish would also come on over, but like
God.
that ain't gonna be cheap. Like I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can like take a long block from a Rapide, because you can get those deeply marked down for like
Just
35
LS
grand.
swap it. You know you want to, Mr. LS
No,
swap
that's why
dad.
you buy that car, is because it's pretty and it makes V12 noises. Otherwise you just buy like a decent V8 Vantage for 30 grand and be done.
Yeah, that's what you'd probably do. And there's a reason those have stayed at 30 grand. They're fine. I like them.
They're good. I've driven. I think I've only driven the smaller motor one, the 4.3. It was great.
Mm,
It's like 380 horsepower or something. That's all I
perfect.
want in my life. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. Um, but no back seat, so you can't baby it. You could go DB7 or DB9 for
You
your
could.
four convertible for your adventure.
Also, yeah, really small back seat, but still, yeah,
Yeah, they're
could
pretty
do it.
unusable. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Hmm.
I need to. I think I still am kind of singularly focused on at least moving the Crossfire and the 924,
Yes.
and then the Accord.
Mm.
Like get the little 87 Accord sorted out and moved. Once that is done, I don't know. I kind of want to just find something really clean and really obscure that's not worth anything,
Okay.
right? Like get that.
Because last
Lumina
we talked,
LTZ.
you talked about maybe looking for something a little special, a little more pricey. You were thinking about exploring that, like getting yourself something really nice.
My
Um,
thought, my problem there is going to be I'm going to want to if I am actually getting the Barracuda back fairly soon,
mm,
I'm going to want to primarily keep that here in the garage, which means if I
a
have
hundred
something that's
percent.
less shitboxy, I will start to feel guilty about not having it in a garage and just having it parked in the driveway, even
That's
with a
good.
car cover over it. Like, I will
Uh,
stress about it.
yep.
So it's either I find myself like a bigger storage place for not a lot more money, and then I'm comfortable with it. Um, which if you want to go halvesies on something, let me know. Um, that's kind of the only way I can pull off something fancy, right?
Got it. Got
Or
it.
even like above 20 grand, which is like fancy for
That's
me.
fancy. Yeah, that's fancy.
Yeah, that Mondial 8 that's like kind of rough but runs all right. Or like the good deal I get on like a DB7 with a manual, like
Mm,
or whatever fancy thing I want to do, like unless I'm only going to keep it for 8 months or something, keep it over the summer and then move it, like then
yeah.
I can probably feel okay about it. But
Mm.
I don't know. What do we need? What do we need material for year 4 of the pod?
Yeah, it's a good point, man.
That could be the driver.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be up and running. I'll be working on my projects hopefully sometime in the next year or so. So I'm excited to get back on there. But yeah, that's like good three good cards I think to work on. I got the like I said, the Blazer, the Corvette, and the Glant. That's a good variety pack, I guess, of fun cars to work on.
You know what popped into my head, and I would feel absolutely no pain in just letting it rotting away in my driveway.
What's that?
Caliber SRT4.
Dude, I've saved at least 10 of those to my Facebook Marketplace wish list.
They're
And
so bad,
they're so
but
bad. They're so, dude. And when they're modded, it's just blacked
and
out.
they're
It's
all modded. Yeah,
horrible.
they're all like
It's
somebody
horrible.
rattle can like murdered out the tail lamps and like
So
accessory
bad.
chrome trim stuck on it. And yeah,
Cut the springs every time. It's just,
yeah, like blackout tint the windshield and just like the worst possible mods.
I'll take a clean neon SRT4 before I get a caliber.
Oh, for sure.
And I'd
That
like
said, that
that's
said,
but
the
to be
caliber.
fair, yeah, find a clean SRT4 neon. Find one.
Though I promise you, it's easier to find a clean SR14 neon than it is a caliber.
They're still like
I
super
bet.
rare and they're asking
Oh, they're
quite a bit of
not. Yeah,
money.
because those
Yeah.
all got like when those were all like 6-year-old cars, they all got like boosted into the grave. Um, I knew a guy with like a plasti dipped purple one, and then he plasti dipped the wheels like
Of
neon green and
course.
had neon green truck nuts that would just like hang from the rear tow hook, and it would just like bounce off the ground, and so they were all like tattered and like worn down.
That's the only acceptable mod on that car, right?
Yeah, and that's what happened to those cars. And
Ah.
I think the hood was carbon fiber wrapped. Like it was not good, but it was
Damn it.
fast. I had like 450 horsepower. Like it was
Those things are
fast.
fast out of the damn box, dude.
Yeah,
Those are like legit quick cars.
power front windows, manual crank rear windows.
Oh,
What an
goddamn.
experience.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah. I would do like I don't know. Like I feel like that. I feel like my fix is if I'm gonna get something super fancy, it's either A, I find a way to keep it out of the elements,
Mm,
or I find a way to keep it for like 6 months.
yeah.
And that way I just have my time with it. I buy it right. I tinker with it a tiny bit. I take
Hmm.
it on a rally or something. I drive it a bit and then I move it on when I'm done with it. And it
Yeah.
doesn't like sit in atrophy.
Mm,
Then I'll be okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. You know, obviously a caveat goes to my single car operation is if I see anything quad four powered and manual, something nice, I'll of course blow my wad for that. I'll take an automatic. One thing I gotta admit this.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, go for it. What are you gonna say?
All the time we talk about like, oh, there's this crazy car or whatever, and you're like, automatic, I'm out. And it would be like some of the coolest shit ever. But when it comes to a Grand Am
I'll do it.
with an S with a quad four,
I'll take it with a 3.1, baby. And here's what I want to say,
Boo,
Frank, is so
boo,
listen up. My first
boo.
real car I bought with real adult money was a Grand Am, a V6, two-door. And it was the shit when I bought it because everything I bought before that was like really shitty, like really
Mhm.
like $1,000 cars. So it was my first real car. So I have this like soft spot and it's stupid. The Pontiac Grand Am from the 90s, potentially, I think it's fucking cool, but most people consider it a shit car, as a throwaway car. But
Right.
every once in a while, I'll see a clean Grand Am pop up, like a GT, two-door
Hmm.
red one. There's one that I've had saved for 3 months now, automatic with only 50,000 miles. And I want it
Okay.
so bad, dude. I want it so bad.
Forbidden.
They want 4 grand for it, which is like 2 grand too much. Uh, God, I want one. I just love them. I think they look cool. It looks like a Sylvia S15 when you're drunk. So,
Which
for
is
the back,
always.
it really
Um,
does. Uh, mm,
yeah,
that's my
it's
soft spot. So I might buy a Grand Am if I get a good deal.
just all of a sudden,
It's so good. It's so good. It's
I
so bad.
just,
It's good.
I,
Or a Z24 Cavalier manual with the 2.8. There's things that I will buy if they come up. Okay, I'm not made of
no,
stone.
that's
Damn it.
fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think of my equivalent. Like any of the ones that are like that in my head, they're like kind of too desirable. Because even like you know, the MX60 Cressida with a manual, like
Yeah, they're
it's not
still
like a desirable car,
pricey though because it's
but they're
unique. It's
desirable
rare.
for those who know about it.
Yep.
Like, you know, that I can't say the same for a, you know, old Achieva SCX. Like,
Oh, how good was that
um,
one on Bring a Trailer, dude?
dude, I can't believe
Kicked
that thing sold
myself.
for
I
what,
kicked my
6,600 bucks.
stupid money, stupid low money for what it was.
We should
It
have
was
just gone
too.
halvesies on it.
There was no money to be had in that car. Like it was
I
probably
don't
the top.
know.
That's the top of its market, to be honest.
I think that should have gone for more.
It
Not
should
a
have gone,
lot
yeah,
more.
but
Should have gone
maybe
for like
eight, maybe
10,
tops.
9.
Nah. Good looking
But
car. Oof.
and it's just like find another one. They don't exist.
You can't. You can't. Yeah.
And it had like 40,000 miles or something.
Everything about it was stupid, dude. It was perfect.
um,
God damn.
plenty of quad fours in the sea. I don't know, but
There are not.
there are not. Yeah, what about okay? So cars aside,
Uh-huh.
what do we
Wait, what?
before we figure out how many millions I just won?
Yeah.
Um, what do we
Negative
what do
one
we want to
dollar.
do with the pod for
Oh,
the for over this next year? Do you have any thoughts on like I know we've teased
yeah.
some stuff out there and not even teased, just like thought out loud because tease
Yeah.
implies that we have plans and we don't, other than
Yeah.
doing what we're doing right now. But
Sure.
I think there's room to grow. Um, and I think I don't know what are your thoughts? Do you want to do different things, more things, less things? Like what?
Well, a wise man once told me you got to tease it before you please it, Frank. And
Hmm,
I live and die by those words.
you got to spit on it first.
Oh, guy here, we got Hawk to a guy over here now.
Oh man, I forgot she existed.
Gotcha.
Let's get her on the pod.
Good lord.
She probably wants like $30,000 to be a guest on someone's pod or
Yeah,
something.
but here's the problem. She comes on and she starts talking about like quad fours and like,
Oh, right. It's like she
dude, it
totally
was
just it's
fuck.
like she's like, well, actually, the quad four is an undersquare motor, and with it just like goes off and like
Yeah,
deep engineering knowledge about the quad four, like
we wanted.
metallurgical details.
Listen, honey, we wanted to hate you, but here you are.
Yeah, now she'll be but yeah, podding.
Pod, I'd like to pledge consistency. I think we need to get back on our horse
Yeah,
with
yeah,
like
that's like the
consistent.
lowest possible bar.
It's a challenging one though, and it's a realistic hurdle to overcome. So getting back on that is part of it. We need to get back. I want to do some more like grudge match stuff and some more fun game
Sure.
stuff because those are always our most energetic episodes. We're getting people to comment on our YouTube, which is kind of fun lately.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see people engaging on that one. But yeah, bring it back. I don't know what else we could do dynamically. It'd be cool to like in-house it
yeah, that'd be
versus
cool.
this medium, which we use. It works. It's just, but it's not as. I don't think it's the interactions aren't as dynamic over the
Right.
interwebs.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. I do want to get in a better rhythm of like every handful of shows, maybe we have a guest.
Yeah,
Those
true,
were
true.
fun, and it's a good way to just like get other people involved with us and us shown to other people.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I do think a Patreon thing could be fun. I think we could do some fun, stupid shit with that, right? Like, I've
Sure.
always had the thought of like the APA podcast after dark, and it's like the extra episode where we just like dick jokes all the way down, or what? I don't know. Like we go more off the cuff and let our hair down even more.
That's fair. Yeah.
And maybe we just get like blackout drunk on every episode, and it's just like we cancel ourselves.
I'm into that.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like there's some stuff like that, but yeah, step one is like we get, which is going to get easier here once you guys are actually like moved into a home,
Yeah.
and
There's things like that. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, like in person recording would be great. I do think that like way back when we did our field recording out at the Overland Park,
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
that was fun. Maybe we could do something like that again, live on location.
Hmm.
Um, and even that stuff, like we had talked back then, like, hey, we should like get ourselves a. Of course, this is when we were both fun employed, but like we can get like buy a cheap off roader, or like we each buy a cheap off roader and take them on, like, do some kind of like stuff like that.
Yeah. Then that would help us generate like pod content, which would be super
Mhm.
cool too.
Yes. Comment
Absolutely.
if you want to hear what kind of bullshittery we should do.
Should.
Yeah, at us. Is that still a term? Do people still
Uh,
slide into our DMs?
please, please do.
Is that still in vogue? I don't know.
It always sounded dirty to me, but it usually is
Yes.
dirty, so I guess it
Spit
checks
on it
out.
first? Is that still?
Oh,
I don't
you
know.
did it again.
Exactly. Oops, I did it
I
again.
believe that's her IP at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I think if you say hawk, I had to censor myself, otherwise we'll get
You did.
copyright straight. But
You
if you
almost
got,
slipped.
I think if you hawk your own Tua, then I think you go. Yeah. What a bizarre thing to be like world renowned for.
God bless her. God
Oh,
bless.
like no shade. It's just, if anything, the shade is to be thrown on us as like a race of humans. Of just like the human race is doomed and predictable, and we're just monkeys and apes,
Yeah.
just like ah,
You know
just
what though? They
predictable
say
creatures.
the brightest stars burn out the fastest, and it wasn't long lasting, but good
How
for her.
old is she? I don't know. Is she gonna like get to the 27? Is she gonna join the 27 club and just like Kurt Cobain it? Like,
Dude,
is that what's gonna happen? She's just
I
gonna
think it's
burn
hard.
bright. Yeah, well, like that's right. She's gonna like go full. I almost said Dean
So
Martin. That's not what I
also
meant. James Dean, and
no
not the adult film star James Dean, who I think went to prison. I don't know. Anyways,
no spoiler here, but Courtney Love definitely killed Kurt Cobain. But anyway, she totally,
yes, Courtney,
totally killed that guy.
the femme fatales.
Mm-hmm.
Although she tried to make up for it by warning everybody about Harvey
True.
Weinstein. I don't know. Forget him. I don't care. I'm not going to pronounce his name right. Fuck him.
Yeah.
But she tried to like let everyone know, and then no, instead like her and Oprah hanging out, him and Oprah. I don't know. Whatever.
You
Anyways,
can do something nice and still be a murderer, Frank. I think that's
this
well
is
established.
very true. Yeah, suddenly like everyone's rooting for Mike Tyson, and I don't think he murdered anyone, but he's done dreadfully unsavory things in his life, and like we're yay beat up the stupid YouTuber kid. Like,
Um,
anyways,
Horrible fight. Yeah. So what's not? I can't. 3 years into this podcast, I'll tell you what. I'm no better at suspense and waiting on things. Can we find out if you're a millionaire yet, dude?
oh, let's go. Okay, hold on.
Can you buy me a nice quad four? That's all I ask.
Let
Of
me
all the
look up.
things, when you get 40 million, can I have $3,000 to buy a quad four?
Oh, we're springing for the $4,000 quad four,
Ooh,
my friend.
ooh, I think that's two of them.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay, $43 million. Although it says the current pot is $43 million, which means nobody hit it.
Oh, but we're already
So
off to a bad start
let's
here.
see. It's not promising. I'm gonna check. They have an app now, so I found out because I always like squint at these things,
Yeah, dude.
and I'm like I never like it's I just so now you do an app and let's see. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Can't scan ticket. Get out of here.
This guy, he bought a bootleg ticket,
Expense.
guys.
I don't know if you can see it. You're a winner.
Oh, did you get one of the consolation
You have
prizes?
won $1.
Oh, it
Visit
broke
a
even.
lottery retailer to claim.
This guy.
You,
Wow.
you are. Wait, does that mean I still have to buy you a $4,000 quad
I,
four powered vehicle?
ooh, I bet. I don't know. We just did a verbal agreement recorded. I
All
mean,
right.
that's
Didn't
contractual.
say when. This might be in like 2048.
I just want to point out that Frank just won as much as I won in the same lottery.
Yeah, this is good. This is
I
great.
didn't take part.
This
Cool,
is yeah.
dude.
It paid for itself.
Congrats. Congrats.
Actually, no, I lost $2 in that exchange because it was like $3 worth of draws.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
I'm
right, never mind then.
running in the
Yeah,
wrong direction.
not batting very well.
Anyways, speaking of not batting very well,
Oh shit.
should we? Yeah, unless you have any parting thoughts here on the anniversary special,
I think,
other than
parting
thank
thoughts.
you,
Uh, uh,
thank you, Chadwick. I'm
oh,
thanking you
thank you,
for
sir.
being part of this and putting up with my nonsense and my lack of preparation and um various unsavory jokes and remarks and on and on and on. And so I appreciate you going on this ride with me, my friend.
That barely repays the debt you put on my soul, but the
Mm-hmm.
same to you, my friend. I'm sorry for bringing into your life levels of debauchery that you thought only existed on the internet. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sharing in your sharing my with you my shitbox misery, my longing for cars that really no one should give a shit about, and talking about said cars on a weekly
Yeah,
basis with I might add, Frank, over the course of 3 years, we hit our Wednesday podcast date probably like 96% of the time.
yeah, we've
I'd say.
probably missed like a total of like five, and I think three of them
I,
were like what in a 3 weeks in a row mid
yeah,
move.
which is wild, which is wild to think. So props to you, sir, for sticking this out. We are a dysfunctional relationship that we're trying to make work.
It
And
is.
it's
We are the two chicks, and the podcast listening
what?
ship is the one cup.
Wait, what?
We're pumping just absolute shit into it,
Why'd
and
you say
the
bumping?
listening public. But I
Pumping
guess
shit.
extruding, like I don't. So
I don't know if
I
pumping just works.
thank you listeners for being our one cup. On
All
that
right, they're
note,
not out of this yet. Let's go. Let's do the thing.
let's do the thing. I'm gonna pull up the thing. You tell the people what the thing is. Just
Yeah,
define
you
the thing.
go ahead, pull it up. So
Pump it
this
out.
is our automotive print ad quiz game show, guys. We will work on a jingle maybe for season 4 of this beautiful podcast. But Frank is going to read a magazine article, an ad, if you will, for an automobile from the 80s. Potentially, he might be going outside of this 80s, 90s, early 2000s. He's going to read the ad, omitting anything that gives it away. I have 3 guesses to somehow arrive at what the hell he's talking about. Whenever I fail, he's going to help me out poorly, if at all. I have 10 minutes on the clock. Once he finishes blabbering through this ad, which is totally based on truthful stuff, because advertising is very true in the 80s, 90s, especially. So, Frank, I'm ready, man. I'm sorry, roll that beautiful bean footage.
The most beautiful,
Let's go.
beautifulest of
Beautiful.
beans. I'm just doing one quick emergency. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Frantic list over our frantic scroll of our list here to make sure I'm not doubly stepping
And I
on my
need
own
to update it. I
junk.
haven't updated it in like a month or
Yeah,
2 months or something, 3 months.
I don't think we've done this particular vehicle, and it is not the other one that I was going to read, which is on the bubble. This is not an on the bubble one as
Okay,
far as
good.
years go.
Good.
Um, so without further ado, does not appear to be on the list. It is a one-page advertisement at the top. At the top, so there's a bunch of words. There's like it shows a picture of one of the seats in the middle, and then it shows like looking at the tread of a tire with some of the suspension, and then this truck is at the bottom. The front driver side corner, it's on like a craggy, rocky path, and then it says, "There's a new truck on the road," which is weird because it shows a picture of it off the road, but just go with it.
It was on the road.
It was. It doesn't happen very often. A new blank pickup. When your name is legendary, you take the time to be certain that the legend lives on. We're quite certain about blank. 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Blank is available as a 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive model with a choice of 2 shift on the fly 4-wheel drive systems. Suspension. Blank's exclusive quadra-link suspension, dual action shock absorbers, and standard 15-inch all-weather radials are specifically tuned for exceptional ride and handling. Power. Blank comes with either a 2.5-liter electronic fuel injected 4, an optional 2.8-liter V6, or an optional 2.1-liter intercooled turbo diesel. Interior. Blank's interior is every bit as sporty, stylish, and contemporary as the rest of the truck. It's an awkward sentence.
That was a very bad sentence.
Many find it hard to believe it was designed for a pickup. The exclusives. Blank was built to be the best in its class. An optional four-wheel drive payload, base engine horsepower, four-wheel drive systems, wheels and tires, and the list goes on and on. The bottom line. Just how affordable is Blank? It's the lowest priced Blank available today. You'll also find something in Blank that you won't find in any other pickup anywhere. The Blank Legend. Blank being the manufacturer. It's worth a look. Only in a Blank. Safety belts save lives. Comparisons based on competitors' 1985 model information. Bonus hint there for you. That's it, my friend. That's the ad.
Okay. Good ad. So a couple things come to mind. What was the top engine option? I know there was a 2.8 V6, a 4-cylinder, and what was the top one?
There's a fuel injected 2.5, 4-cylinder, an optional 2.8 V6, or an optional 2.1 liter intercooled turbo diesel.
So that this, like, what sprung into my head is 2.8 synonymous with GM. They put that 2.8 truck motor in just about everything. So I'm going to start just running right into GM land with this one. Now, it sounds like a smaller truck is how this ad kind of came across. So I don't think we're talking, because the no V8 option. So we're not talking like Silverado or anything super full size. Boy, are we talking something small though? Are we talking Chevy Love? I don't know if we are, Frank. I don't know if we're doing that, or we're talking about S10s because we love S10s. I thought we did an S10, but maybe we didn't do an S10 pickup. So let's shoot it out there, man. Let's go Chevy S10 pickup truck.
Do you have a ballpark year, my friend?
Oh boy, this is going to be maybe an 86, 87.
Okay. Well, it did say comparison with based off of 1985 model years. So that was
okay.
that.
So not too
that
bad.
was that. So it is not a Chevrolet S10.
Oh.
I will say it is, however, how do I put this hint without blowing it up? Well, how about this? This is the first year of this vehicle.
Okay.
You are correct. The 2.8 liter V6 is a GM derived engine. The 2.5 liter 4-cylinder and the 2.1 liter turbo diesel are not General Motors products. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So this is closer to the Chevy Love. This would be the Isuzu pickup, or pup, if you will. Final answer.
This is not.
God damn it.
The Isuzu P-Up. Do you have any specific
Am I far off here too?
You're absolutely in the right segment. I'll put it that way. I'll put it this way. Here's going to be the hint I will give you. Renault makes the turbo diesel. GM makes that 2.8 liter V6. This was the launch year for this truck. This is the very first year. It is the only year with the 2.8 liter V6 from GM. After that, it was supplanted by an inline 6 from the brand's manufacturer, an in-house inline six that matches the in-house 2.4 liter four cylinder. Sorry, 2.5 liter four cylinder.
That matches like the displacement.
No, sorry. They got rid of the GM V6.
Got it.
The brand makes that 2.5 liter, the parent company makes that 2.5 liter four banger.
Hmm.
They then, instead of importing the GM V6, or not importing is not the right term, instead of purchasing the 2.8 liter V6 from GM, they used an inline six of their own manufacturer that they had in other vehicles, other trucks based applications. A very famous inline six.
Very famous inline six in a truck.
It, yes. Yeah, this is a pickup truck. So it is a pickup truck.
So I know the 2.8. Isuzu used the 2.8 for a while, but it doesn't sound like
They
we're
did.
going that direction because this is only the 1 year with it.
Single year pickup truck. The pickup truck went for multiple years, but the only year
The
was
GM.
this very first year had the GM V6. They then replaced that with their own inline six. If I give you the displacement, you will know exactly what it is. And so I
Because it's a
can't give you the
big
displacement.
displacement four cylinder, isn't it?
No, the two it's a six cylinder. So the
Oh,
2.5 liter stayed.
mm,
The base engine, the
okay.
2.5
Okay.
inline five, sorry, inline 2.5 inline four
Gotcha.
remained. They booted the GM V6 after the initial year. They replaced it with an in-house inline six as the optional power plant that carried on for a very long time, well after the death of this particular truck.
Hmm. Boy, this is tricky. Is there anything else I'm missing from the ad?
You know it more from various SUVs. From the ad, I mean, if you can pin down the term quadrolink suspension,
I thought quadril. I always associated quadrolink with like domestic though. Maybe I'm off on that one. Maybe I'm thinking of something.
I never said this was not a domestic manufacturer.
Ah, okay, okay. Definitely not a Ford. They would die before they put a GM motor in any of their trucks. Who else would do such a thing?
Uh,
Dodge did some weird stuff, but I also couldn't see them using that 2.8. What would be their inline? They wouldn't. They don't have a famous inline. I'm thinking Jeep
oh,
with the
they
four.
have the most famous inline,
Who
but
Dodge?
it's cantered over a little bit. But
Yeah, but a little older than what we're talking.
yeah,
It's
they killed that off in '82.
Yeah. So I'm thinking Jeep with their famous 4 liter inline six, which kind of makes a little sense. But I mean, are we? I guess we could be. I didn't. You know what? Fun fact: I didn't know it had that 2.8 in it ever. That's kind of cool to know. I'm gonna take a shot here. It's a pickup truck. It's gonna be a 80, 85, 86. I think we were on the year already. Jeep Comanche. Final answer, my friend.
There's a new truck on the road. It's called Comanche. It's built by Jeep.
God damn.
It's worth a look only in a Jeep.
I didn't know they came with the GM 2.8 for 1 year,
One
right?
year, the initial
Wow.
year.
That
So
threw
they
me off
launched
because
it
I,
with the yeah.
I
That's
clued
the
in on
trick.
that.
This same
Gross.
ad, this exact same ad, but with only saying the 2.5 and the 4 liter, it's like a layup.
Yeah, but that's what threw me off. I clued right off of the 2.8 and I knew GM right at the beginning. And
And that's
then
why I couldn't tell you the displacement. If I said it was a 4 liter inline, but oh, it's a Jeep. Done.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one, dude.
How cool would it be to have that truck in a 4 by with that Renault turbo diesel?
That'd be so crazy. And they look great. They're super boxy. I've looked at a
Yeah.
couple for sale. Um, it's so my son's really obsessed with getting a pickup truck, like an off-road capable but old retro
Yeah.
pickup. So I keep force feeding him all these old shit box pickups. Those Comanches are fucking gorgeous though.
They're cool. Car Donation got one in pretty recently. I don't know if it's still there. It's pretty hurt though. I think it was a two-wheel drive. Um,
Nice. I see the ad. Cool
yeah,
ad.
yeah, but just a good-looking truck.
Yeah, they're super cool. Man, that 2.8 really that was a red herring of all red herrings, my friend, because
Yeah,
I started chasing that.
yeah, you were right on it, and like
Mm,
it's very obscure. And once you eliminate that, like 2.5, you might be able to get there with 2.5, but when you think Jeep, you don't think pickup, right?
that's
Like
it. That's
you
it.
could have gone like, okay, maybe Dodge. They did a 2.5 for like an hour.
Yeah,
But then they had they had their own V6. They had the 3.9, which was a 318 with two cylinders hacked off it.
that's
So
right.
yeah, like it's a weird deal. Yeah, because you absolutely think like, oh, it's got the 4 liter in it. And
Hmm.
nope.
Dude,
Nope,
that
nope.
4 liter is money too. Like if you're gonna buy an old Wrangler, just grab that motor. You're good. You're so good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. Enormous amount of support, easy to work on.
Yep.
Um AMC.
Dude, yeah.
Imagine
Great.
if AMC came back. Oh,
Let's do it.
resurrect AMC. Dude, the Eagle would sell hard right now.
Dude,
If
the
you had
Eagles,
a if you
yeah.
had the Eagle wagon right now, right? As like a like a butched up kind of off-road-ish wagon,
Like an
dude,
Audi,
print your
an
own money.
Audi all-road that's reliable, but more like you said,
And
more
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 rugged,
masculine.
yeah,
Yeah,
more
more
butch it
trucky.
up. Yeah. Like the Scout, right? Like there's the new Scout, which like what you
Boy.
think about it, whatever. But like, I kind of like the way it looks, though. At least the SUV one.
It's very
Like, it looks
Rivian-esque.
good.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. It is. But I think it looks a little better. I like the thought exercise of it.
Mm.
Will I spend whatever 90 grand on one? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Will the market? I don't know. We're
The
all
first
probably going to
few
be.
people will and try to flip for profit, and then it'll sit. It'll
Yeah,
it'll, it'll Hummer EV, if you will.
it will. It'll Hummer its own EV. Yeah.
Hey now.
I don't know, but like, yeah, I think if you bring back an older nameplate and butch it up, we want AMC to come back.
Boy.
Let's
Yeah,
bring it.
that's gonna be a
AMC.
long shot, right? Yeah.
Get a Rambler, get a Pacer. We can do this.
Ooh,
Gremlin, come on.
Gremlin's dope. It,
Javelin, good name.
Javelin,
Javelin.
Javelin's legit. Yeah.
Yeah, Javi Daddy. Anywho,
Man. Good ad,
how
dude.
should we celebrate, my friend?
The only way we know how to do around these parts with some hard drug abuse,
Hmm.
PCP is on the menu, my friend. That is Project Car Progress, and you're gonna need to carry the team, dude, because I ain't working on shit.
um, I've gotten a little bit done
Mm.
ish.
Hmm.
So the I'm trying to remember. So much happens in a week, and then my brain turns into soup. I don't remember exactly where we left off on the 924.
You had the appraiser come out. It
Right,
wasn't very appraisal worthy. The guy was
right. He
not
took some
having it.
pictures, and I was like, "Arr."
Yeah.
um, I don't remember. So it's certainly not behind me, as one can see,
Mm.
because it did make it to my shop of choice. And what was wild is like it showed up there, and it just started right up. Like
Yeah,
it went on a tow truck, and
that
then
makes sense.
it just fired right up. Like, okay, so they tinkered around with it, and they're like, yeah, we just like replaced a couple of the fuses, and it runs great. Like it just fired up, like no
Huh.
issues, like everything's hunky dory. Um, they're like the headlights work. They're like, oh, the driver's side low beam though, the bulb is bad. The high beam works, but the low beam doesn't. I'm like, I just replaced that headlight. Like it's not bad. Like I don't know. We're like, oh well, it's not. The low beam is burnt out on it. I was like, that's weird.
Wow.
And then the headlights are not retracting. They're like, yeah, the motor's burnt out. I was like, how's the motor burnt out? Like, yeah, short to ground. Like it's cooked. Like it's dead. It's like, well, that's weird. Like I
Yeah.
don't. So that aside, I fired it up. I drove it home to my driveway right now. I drove it in the ridiculous ass rain. The windshield wipers worked. They turned on
Good.
and off. It was fine.
Wow.
Um, maybe remember how I originally got into this garage because like the turbo was like trying to like self destroy itself.
Sure.
Made great power, boosted. It was raining and just like no traction in first or second. Just bring in the boost and it would just walk out.
Nice.
Ran great. That car is an enigma to me. Like I have no idea. Like who knows? So as much as I hate to play hot potato, I might just have to play hot potato and just see if I can get it smogged right quick and then just sell it.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'd love to get at least the headlamps back retracted.
Yeah.
Um, maybe find another motor. There's parts cars motors out there I can get off eBay for like $200 or $300.
Yeah.
Um, there's like new-ish ones that people want like something absolutely obscene for like $1,200, and it's just like no,
Get
stop,
the fuck out of here. Yeah.
kick rocks. I'm just getting a junkyard one, and who knows? I'm still not even 100% sold on that the motor's burnt out. That feels
You could
weird to
probably
me.
just cut the wires and hook it to like something to actuate it, and I'd run it independent of the circuit because, like you
Yeah,
said,
I can just jump 12 volts to it and see what it does.
yeah, because rodent damage, man, it's so intermittent. And then, like, who knows? Maybe when you drove it, everything was connected just right, and then
Yeah, and they poked
God
around it.
forbid you hit something, another pothole or something, and then the whole fucking car can shut off
That's what I was expecting on my drive home. I went down a shitty road and it
in the
was
rain.
fine.
Yeah.
In the rain, I was like, oh yeah, this is the perfect ideal situation. This was on Friday, and so I don't know. I just it's a bit of a mystery. So, um, this is all stuff I will disclose.
Mm.
Like when I go to sell it, it's like,
And you're
hey
probably
man,
going to list it accordingly. You're not going to list it like at the top
yeah,
of
I'm
the
like, it's
market,
like
right?
15 grand. Like I'll list it for 7, and if I get 6, then cool. I'm like
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, and be done. Um, and then
Someone
part of me,
should like someone probably should go over that whole car, right? Like if they plan to drive it, like, and same with you, if you're going to keep it and like drive it at all, you'd probably
oh
want to
yeah,
just
yeah.
strip her down basically and go through the wiring.
It ran well though. Although like for whatever reason, the brakes are like super soft now,
Yikes.
like super spongy. I'm like, ew, like
Yeah, that's
I
scary.
don't know. So probably they at least probably need to be bled, but I don't have the bandwidth to give this car anymore. I just don't.
Yeah, and the way you put a lot of time into that car, let's be honest, it's not like you just got the car and you're turning it around. You put a lot of your personal wrench time into it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like keep going back and like the value is not going to go up and you just keep putting more time and money into it. It's just you reach that breaking point and it sounds like you've been there for a bit, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. But then now that like I turn the key and it starts, it's like, okay, now's the time to like the freaking headlights are popped up, which is frustrating. But
Will it pass smog or you got to reset the monitors
it
and
drives
everything?
great. Yeah, I got to reset the monitors on my 82. But no, it's I think it'll blow. I think it'll blow nothing, like just
Yeah.
rainbows out of the tailpipe. Like it runs really strong until it doesn't.
Yeah, until it doesn't even start and it bricks itself in the smog place.
Right. So I don't know, man. I'll give
Cool.
it the old college try and then probably just move it on. But it's like because it's now it's out of it's out of the garage now, so it's just out there collecting rainwater, and it's just
Hmm.
like even more reason for me to move it. So
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
um
Hey, dude,
yeah,
I never played with C4 Corvettes that much. I don't know how much experience you have with them, but
nada.
so when I talked to the owner to get the original brakes, because he has that big brake kit on and the factory wheels for the front,
Mm-hmm.
he actually gave me a full glass roof. So the C4
Yes.
had you could swap roof, right? You had a solid
Mm-hmm.
roof, a glass roof, and he gave me that glass roof. So I've just been lugging it around like a fucking idiot. Did you know in the hatch there's a slot to put the roof in?
I think I did know that. Yeah.
Like I didn't. So first
And it
off,
has
it
like
took
two
me
little like stays that like snap on, right? And hold it in
yeah,
place.
but it's extra weird because like to pop everything's really hard to find in that cockpit, by the way. So it's like a Miata. It's in the center armrest. There's a push button that looks like a
Mm-hmm.
fucking jet fighter button that like launches the hydraulic and the back hatch still opens perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But what's cool about that too, on top of that, is the back goes up, but the third brake light has a little section of the roof that bends up too, which I think is
Right.
engineering like genius. But anyway, I'm going to go with that as being cool. It just slots in and locks the roof in place. So if you're out and you want to take that top off your Corvette, you just snap it securely in the back and you're good to go. And you can still store stuff under it and shit. It's fucking
Well, that's
cool.
why they put the trunk release in that center console because you can lock it.
Right. And
Same
it
with the
is
S2000. It's so it locks it, and so when you have the top down, somebody doesn't like just like reach over and push the button and like dig around in your trunk.
And that's why the Miata had it before everybody else in 1990, that little pull
Yeah.
lever. But dude, how cool is that? Instead of just lugging that roof around like I've been like a commoner, not knowing C4
Hmm.
knowledge, just locked it in the trunk. Party
There you
time,
go.
dude. But that was such
Party
a
on, Wayne.
bonus, dude. Never have I reached out to a previous owner and come up so high because I got, like I said, the brakes, the original wheels, that roof, and then he gave me all the media stuff, like the magazines, like the owner box when you buy a
Yeah, the
CR1,
pizza box they call it.
everything, the VHS tape, all the different keys. So that was a huge payoff to track that guy down, and super pumped. But I just did that the other day. So that's my PCP. I put a fucking roof in the trunk of a car, but
Noise.
super cool, man. Like how it all functions and the functionality of it. I don't know. I really, and we bag on the C4, right? Because they've been cheap for so long, but they're coming around. I think they're actually getting some respect. I know they've always looked cool to me, but now like I see them
Yeah,
out, and I'm just like, God, that looks good going down the road. So
they are good, especially when you see like silver with a red interior
oh
or
yeah,
purple or teal. Like you see some of the cool colors, and they're just like they're
God,
good.
they look good. They look
Two
good,
tone,
man.
you got like light blue over dark blue, or like gold over tan. Like there's some cool.
And the
Just
later run C4s actually were pretty good performance wise.
mm-hmm.
So the early
Yeah.
ones were kind of dogs, kind of slow, underpowered, but they
Mm-hmm.
grew into their own. It had a long lifespan. So
Yeah.
uh, cool car. I'm super pumped to work on it. But that's what I got to do. I thought that was cool. I thought that was worth sharing. I didn't know about that. It's always fun to find something out about your cars like that.
Little Easter eggs.
Yeah, super
Heck yeah.
cool.
Very cool. Well, you know what else has been cool and swell and
The
neat?
the past 3 years,
That's exactly it, my friend.
nailed it.
3 whole damn years of this, and yeah, thank you, dear listener, for
Yeah.
hanging out with us. One day we will actually reward you, um, with with some actual reciprocal value. So we appreciate that. And yeah, we'll do more. I'm really pumped for this next year is going to be for the show, for us individually, for the stupid car shenanigans we're going to get into,
Hmm.
and for the other future nonsense that we do here, um, soldiering on into a brave new world. So
Yes, this is true, and we'll be there, guys. We got another few years in us at least. So
yes,
we're super pumped. We'll keep bringing this to you on a regular basis every Wednesday. Join
that's
us for
right.
a fresh new sode. But honestly, yeah, keep watching. Tell your friends about us. We got car friends that maybe want something a little bit spicier than the regular car podcasts out there. Check us out, guys. We do talk
Certainly
about the
dumber.
obscure. Yeah, and send us ideas. We want to hear new ideas. We're
Please, we
always
need them.
searching for topic. Yeah, please force
Desperate.
feed us something to talk about.
Yes,
But yeah, guys, we really do appreciate it. Feel free to leave some feedback, rate and review wherever you listen to this podcast. Please check us out on YouTube, guys. We upload every video. You can see us talking at our laptops. Unfortunately, not as good as squared off against each other, staring each other down
one
like we
day.
used to. We'll get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But do check that out too. Subscribe. It means a lot to us. And follow us on Instagram. I don't know why, but just do it. And then, Frank, your personal endeavors for the folks that would like to see your work. Where can they find you?
Yeah, that's the photographer's garage on most of the places and things. And yeah, thanks for everyone listening along at home or from hell. How about you, young Wick?
So young. So Auto Obsessive Garage on YouTube. Your rescues, restorations, and reviews, guys. I actually just posted the review for the NX 2000 the other week, and I just posted the series recap tonight. So check it
Ooh,
out if you want to catch up on a quirky, weird little sporty coupe T-top weird SR20 powered car.
egg
Very
thing.
cool,
Mm-hmm.
very underrepresented. Check it out. Uh, Fucking
Heck
sweet. I really miss that
to
car,
the
Frank.
yeah.
I really
I
miss that
know.
car.
So do I.
So
Um,
cool.
hot damn. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. It's been great. It's been swell to another year. I can't do the 4 more years chant thing because we got to do year 4 here, which is upcoming. So thank you for that. Thank you, Chadwick. It's been great.
You as well, sir. And thank you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Toodaloo.
Take care.